Hello, traders and investors. This is Joel L. Connon from Premarketinfo.com. I just wanted to follow up on a few trading setups that we discussed in our morning broadcast. The tale of two pre-market tapes. Let's begin with the stock here that had news released on it today. Best Buy. Best Buy, which has been on sustained pressure for quite a while, coming off the $28 level, released some favorable news. Immediately in the pre-market, the stock got a pop up to 1973. Now, looking at the dailies on this chart, you did have three consecutive highs in 1970, 65, and 85. Now, if you were a trader who perhaps had an inkling that Best Buy was going to come out with some good numbers and may have taken the stock home long, here was an opportunity in the pre-market to sell the stock up over a dollar on the day. On the other hand, after the initial euphoria wore off with Best Buy, it had a sustained sell-off. Now, the sell-off in the pre-market took it down to a low of 1771. Now, looking at the daily chart of Best Buy, you will notice that yesterday it had a new low of the move at 1753. The selling in the pre-market could not take the stock down to that level. So when the stock actually opened, it only made a low of 1794. In addition, you had over a million shares traded in the pre-market in Best Buy. So there was either A, someone was looking to accumulate a long position in the stock at $18 or under, or someone has had a major short position in the stock and they were using that $18 level as a place to cover their short. Whatever the case may be, the 1771 provided you with a good parameter to trade off, as well as the 1753 low as perhaps a possible stop out point. Another stock that had some pre-market information released on it was Ralph Lauren. Now, I certainly don't encourage anybody to be trading a $140 stock in the pre-market. But when the news came out about Ralph Lauren, the stock had a deep sell-off. The sell-off took the stock down to a low of 139.10. Now, if you're going to take a look at this stock and you're going to take a look at the dailies, you will notice that the stock had made a recent low at 141.12 on Friday. That coincides with the $140 level where the stock reached back in early January. Now, I'm not saying this is necessarily a great place to go out and initiate a long, because who knows how long the selling will go on, if a large institution is out there. But certainly, if you had been trading this stock from the short side and you had seen it go down to the 140 level or 141 level, on very little volume, I think at one point I saw 15,000 shares trade, it would be something definitely to take a look at. Immediately after making that low, the stock rocketed. This is still in the pre-market, and finally ended up opening up at 155 and then got a rally to 160. Now, there's a lot of ways you can look at this, but I look at this as a 20-point rally, and that's exactly what the stock had. As you can see now, the euphoria from the open, the buyers on the open, the missed opportunities to cover shorts, all in the 140s, has kind of wore off now. And now the stock is coming back to comfortably trade in the 150 level, which is also just about a halfway back of the entire move. So look for some consolidation here around the 150 level. Another thing just to point out, folks, is if you're looking at a daily chart here, sure, you see these lows here at 141.12, and you could say that it's only been down there 2 times, but in reality it's been down there 3 times. Once again, we're just pointing out these parameters in the pre-market, not necessarily for something for you to trade off, but it's certainly something to use as parameters during the trading day. Hope this information has been useful to you, and we'll be back with you with our broadcast tomorrow morning.